Dream artist that you wish you could coach.
Wow. Because, it has to be somebody that I feel like I could help.
Welcome back to Faye's Place, the podcast where dreamers have the liberty to dream. I'm your host, Phaedra, and I am so excited that we have this time to dream together. With her undergrad and graduate degrees in music performance, along with her countless experiences as a background vocalist, today's guest is no stranger to the art of singing. Andriana Seay is here to let us know exactly what it takes to become and to pursue a creative career as a professional singer. Thanks for being on the podcast, Adriana. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me. I am good. I am good.
So excited. I have to let the listeners know that you are my vocal coach. So,
Yes, yes, yes.
so I know a little song, a little 1 2 because of her.
Hey, a little more than one, too. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So take us back to 5-year-old Andriana growing up in Indiana. What did she dream of becoming?
Wasn't even thinking about like career in music, loved singing, was surrounded by it.
Mhm.
But wasn't, I don't know, I just didn't really think it was attainable until later in life. So, I was trying to figure it out. I thought I wanted to be a nurse, thought I wanted to be a firefighter, all the things.
Come on, Firefly.
um, yeah, but then I, started watching like the hospital shows and surgery videos and things when I was young, and I was like, oh no.
No, thank
So,
you.
yep, nope, nope, nope. So honestly, I really didn't feel like I had a solid desire or dream for much of anything until college, because even getting into college, I was like stumped on what I should study. So I was like, well, I like teaching people. Like I like helping the kids at church with their homework and helping them learn things. So I was like, maybe I should be a teacher, And my first week, Alabama A&M, when I got my undergrad, um, it was I was an education major, and then but I was there also with this choir scholarship. And then I decided to change to music education the very next week. So that's when I just decided, I guess, being surrounded by people who, were going head on with what they desired, um, helped inspire me to do the same.
Yeah, and that's so funny because that leads me right into my next question. And I guess you kind of answered it, but what was the exact moment when you said, I'm going to pursue this career as a professional singer?
So even then, even what I just explained about changing to music education, that was still kind of like a safe route because it was still education. When really I really knew I didn't really want to be in the classroom, but I was just gonna try. I was like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, something stable, right? So, so I did do a couple years in that, and when I had to actually go in the classroom to like observe, that's what told me, no, no, it's not for me. And I said, I just need to go all the way. And yes, I do like to teach people, but if I'm going to be teaching, I want it to be at a collegiate level or, private lessons or have my own thing going on. So I knew that. And so I switched my major from music education to music performance. So it was that point, like 2 years in college, that I was like, okay, I'm actually going to do what I really want to do. It took some convincing with, my parents and family and stuff, but, they support me now and they're glad I did what I did. But, so yeah, that's the moment that I decided this is what I want to do and I'm going to do it.
Now, what made you choose classical music performance?
Really, that's kind of all I knew what that was available to me at a collegiate level. I didn't, I wasn't aware of other programs other than jazz, in which I hadn't had any experience in jazz before, so I didn't feel like that was attainable to me undergrad. So um, I just I knew I wanted to go for music, and then that was what was available was classical. And I did do a little bit in high school of some classical stuff, so I still had a appreciation for it. Um, So I was happy to go that route, and I'm glad I did start with that foundation. And even through college, though, I was singing with my cousin's band at the time, um, and then church choir, of course, and then also doing a few little things on my own, some solo stuff like singing at weddings and things like that. So I was still like out there singing other music as well, and kind of applying what I was learning through classical music to um, other types of styles. So it was still very helpful. I didn't quite see myself as an opera singer even through that whole degree, but I understood that it was still valuable information I was getting.
What are some of the doubts that really kind of held you back for a long time when you were deciding that, okay, I want to be a professional singer?
So many um, doubts. I mean, even though I was like, okay, this is what I want to do, and I was pursuing that, still, that didn't mean I felt like, oh, I already got what it takes. Like, I still felt like, I can't sing for real, you know? So,
I can
you
hold the note or whatever.
yeah, you know. You know, and then also like even running into things people would say, you know, I was told one time, well, you're not a runner, so just don't try to do it. And I was like, and I took that. I held on to that for a long time. And so I would avoid doing runs, and so I kind of held up my own development through my agility and my voice because I believed what that person told me. I had to work through that, and then just also, you know, looking at who's out in the industry, just that whole comparison game. I was like, oh, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not glamorous enough, and all these things. So yeah, those were definitely some barriers that kind of kept me from stepping out in some things and even taking on opportunities that I could have taken on but didn't. But you know, and all in all, though, like I'm grateful for my journey, and I learned a lot, and my self esteem has strengthened, of course, since then. There was definitely a lot of obstacles just from what I had in my head.
And how did you get over them? Like, what is one thing, or maybe there's not just one thing, but how did you like say, I think I'm over that now?
I kept working to prove to myself
Mm,
that I
that's good.
had it. I wasn't trying to prove to everybody else so much, even though, like, yeah, when you get up to sing in front of people, you want them to enjoy it. But honestly, and so, yeah, that's where nerves kind of come in. But my main thing was like, I need to know that I got it for myself. So, really just honing in and really practicing. And which is why a big reason why I continued school and to grad school here at Belmont. And I just knew I needed more. Like I didn't feel complete, or I didn't feel stable in my own voice yet, especially for the type of music I wanted to do. I mean, I had been singing classical music. It's a very different approach. I knew I wanted more guidance and direction in that. So I said, well, back to school it is. Um, you know, and some, I'm not saying school is the only way to do that either, you know. Some people, you know, get it in, grind, you know, are self taught or find a coach or whatever. But I knew I needed to be in a setting that kept me accountable. So school, it was school, kept me accountable, and also put me in the room with people to network and be a part of the industry I was trying to be a part of. Because I was also shy, so I wasn't gonna go out and meet people on my own. So yeah, that's one of the decisions I made to make sure that I kept pressing toward what I wanted to do and getting over some of those doubts.
Yeah, and Belmont was the perfect place. I mean, I'm always gonna root for Belmont. I think
Yeah,
it's like the best school ever.
it is. Really good school. Really great school.
So I know that you spent a couple of years touring. So my
Mhm.
question is, what did you learn from touring that you will be implementing into your life as a solo artist, whether it's good or bad?
Learned how to live in close quarters with people.
Come on, somebody. Come on, close quarters.
Wow. While still being able to have my boundaries and like, because I'm pretty introverted, and so I need that alone time. So it can seem hard when you're out right up against people at all points of the day and night. But I'm grateful for my experience because the team I was with were mostly introverts. So it's like we had a good rhythm of like we made sure we came together though, because like it wasn't like everybody always apart, because that can also be weird too, because then you feel like you don't really have connection with people that you're right next to every day. So it was sweet. So I feel like I learned the balance of like connection with people, yet still having that time to myself and not seeming weird about it, and like being able to communicate that even, and in a way that's like, yeah, this is just what I need, it's not you. you know
And I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand that. Like I'm with you all the time. Can I just have just, you know, like
hmm
it's gonna be okay. Like I'm fine.
yes, I'm fine, you didn't do anything. It's just what it is, what I need.
Oh my goodness, that was so great. So, were you on the tour bus or did you have to? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
we bussed most places. We flew some places, but most of the time we were on that bus.
And how many living on the bus?
Um, Sometimes it varied because sometimes we had two buses where crew was on one bus and like band was on the other bus. And then sometimes it'd be one bus, and every bunk and more was full of people. So like all the bunks, so it's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 12 bunks.
Hmm.
And then you have a back lounge and a front lounge. There were times where all bunks were filled. Might be one or two people in the front lounge and one person in the back lounge. And so 12, 13,
Wow.
14, up to 15 people on a bus. But it wasn't always that packed, but there were times. So but I did learn to like love my bunk. I love
Yeah.
in that small, dark little cubby.
What surprised you most that you were not expecting when you were on tour? Whether that's performing, being on the bus, being with people.
I guess going back to like me proving to myself some things. Like, even my first like big show on tour, first tour show. My first tour was Winter Jam. If you ever heard of that, it's like a Christian lineup, huge show. It's like 10 different artists, and they're at all the shows are at different arenas around the country. And so my first show was in a huge arena and thousands of people, and I thought I was gonna be like super super nervous, but it felt really good. Like I remember walking up the stairs to get on the stage, feeling like, okay, here we go, and then I was like, wow, I was just like grateful, and so I was just surprised that I wasn't like crazily nervous.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then also like part of that is, and it showed me just like preparation is super important, because like if I was getting up there and felt like I hadn't practiced enough, or felt like, oh, I hope I don't forget this, yes, I would have been probably crippling nervous.
Yeah. So I kind of want to get into your process. What draws you to a particular project? Whether that's finding out who you want to sing with, or maybe you want to sing a certain song as a solo artist. What draws you to a specific project?
It's more kind of like, okay, what's coming to me. But I mean, there are, we gotta have standards. I have learned to ask, you know, before saying yes to a session or something. What's the song? What's the song about? What are we singing about? There was an instance where I went into a session, and I'm not even gonna say the name of this song, but it was far from my values and morals. And I said, yeah, I gotta start asking questions. I've got to start asking questions. So I like to know what I'm going to be singing about. Um, and yeah, who the artist is. Um, you gotta guard your gates.
Yeah.
So and then as far as like songs, that I would sing, what draws me to things that I can relate to content wise, but also, as a solo artist, I was in like this season and still kind of coming out of it of trying to figure out what I want to sound like as an artist. So being a background singer, you blend with who you're singing with or who you're singing behind. So like there are many different sounds and colors that I can do. Um, and then just trying to solidify what I just want to sound like. And I feel like even growing up, like that's how I started learning. I started trying to imitate my mom. My mom's my favorite singer. She's the reason why I wanted to sing. But it was about imitation, and then I was in groups and choirs, and so it was about creating one sound. And so I did a whole lot of that before I was brave enough to step up and be a soloist. So um, I just never felt like I know what my own sound is. And so now I'm just trying to be very, and so then that led me to like just try whatever and sing everything, which still put me in weird places because like, okay, these different things kind of feel good, but so I still don't know where to land. But now I'm just being a little more intentional with, okay, where do I feel most free? Like, where does it feel most effortless?
Yes.
So more soulful sounds, more songs that allow me to be a little more dynamic. I feel like I am a kind of a bigger singer, but not the type of singer that has to stay up there the whole time either. But I want that freedom and that room to be dynamic. So yeah, I kind of look out for those things as well nowadays.
In your opinion, what habit separates a good singer from a great singer? Because you've been around with some great singers and some good singers probably too. So,
The first thing that comes to mind is someone who knows how to, a great singer, knows their voice well enough to know how to emote what the song is about or emote how they want to deliver a song,
hmm
and using their instrument and whatever tools they have available within their voice, using those different things to create a story throughout the song. So to me, a great singer, and this is so subjective, so it's like this is not the answer, but to me, what makes me say like, wow, they are a great singer is like someone who has like different colors in their voice and knows how to access different parts of their voice and place those things well to keep us in the song and keep us understanding, knowing what the song is even about. So it's not about showing us all these colors just to be impressive, but placing them the right way so that we're following you along the song, hearing the words and feeling the words as well.
yes.
Yeah. So that separates the good from the great, because you can be a good singer and you sound good, nothing bad about it, but just something's like, I just wish I felt something a little deeper though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Now, do you have like an artist in mind that you think can do
Mm.
that well?
Rochelle Farrell.
Oh,
She's my
yes. Of
vocalist.
course. Of course.
Yeah. She's got that down pat, but some people crack up because she does a lot, and she does. But I mean, I enjoy it. Um, but I mean, a lot of the times, no, she is going to paint that picture with her
hmm
voice and use every part of her voice,
hmm
all up in her whistle, all the way down to baritone lows.
hmm
So yeah, and all types of sounds and everything. So it's like she just really knows and understands every part of her voice and knows how to control it and move in and out of it. And I just love that.
Yeah, I think that's a great example. So, as a vocal coach, What is the biggest mistake that you see singers make when they are starting out?
Trying to sound like someone else.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because that's usually what leads to all of the habits that in lessons we end up having to break away from. And so a lot of the times lessons aren't like, yes, we're learning new things, but it's really about unlearning the bad things. So, and I like to relate singing to speaking as closely as I can, because that's where we find our, true authentic voice. And
So give an example for the people who don't know, because when I'm in certain vocal classes, I know they say that, but explain to the listeners.
So in the same way that I'm talking to you right now, just approaching singing so as if I'm speaking. So the way that I feel my voice happening in my body, the way that I'm experiencing my own sound, now I'm going to just put that to a pitch. So, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Now I can put some other notes to it. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? And so that I'm still, the tone of my voice is kind of my most natural tone at that point. So, and you heard me talk about before, like all these colors and different parts of voice. So yes, you can get into that, but I think foundationally, if people start off trying to sound like something totally different, say someone has a warm, kind of sits lower voice, but they're trying to sound like Ariana Grande right off back. And now they're squeezing all and trying to sound all thin and bright. And so there's a lot of manipulation happening. And sometimes that manipulation is happening through tension and, things that can be harmful to their voice. So, yeah, I like to foundationally start speech like singing and build from there. So that's what I often see.
That was wonderful. You might have a future in vocal coaching. No. So I know that you are married and your husband also is a musician and a singer and he's very talented as well. So this question is not exactly about you two, but just in general, I'm personally curious. What is your perspective on relationships where both people are creatives? Do you think that they should be together or no?
I think it could be a beautiful thing. And just because you're in music doesn't mean you're the same kind of person either. So,
Right.
for some people it's hard, and for others it's easy. Some people are like, I can't see myself with anybody other than a musician. And some people are like, I would never, even though I'm in music, I would never. So, it really depends on the personalities of the people. But it can be a beautiful thing. And even in its beauty, challenging just for the simple fact that you are both in music in different ways, depending on what capacity the two of you are in music, understanding that it's not like a 9 to 5. So financially you gotta make a plan. And also even just in that creative mindset, type of thing going on. If you're working together, sometimes it can be hard to allow space for the creativity of another person who's so close. I know in the very beginning, it took me a while to be able to like just let go and be vulnerable enough to freely be creative, with him. And that was just because I was, shy and insecure about my own stuff. So it took me a little while, but we found our rhythm and we learned how to work together, and it works now. So it's definitely possible, and I would encourage it. But again, it's also about who the two people, the two individuals, just like any other couple.
I love that perspective. That was really, really great. So when you're not working, what do you like to do for fun?
I like to shop.
Come on, Shannon. Yes. I always say that, I don't know, do you have an Apple Watch?
No.
Oh, well, on the Apple Watch, they have different workouts. And I'm like, they need to include shopping as a workout. I'm just saying, I burn calories
Yes,
by shopping.
yes, because also I'm one of those I have to try it on before I
Come on.
buy it. So
Yes,
trying on
it's a
clothes is a little
workout.
workout. I be sweating.
It's a workout. It needs to be part of the Olympics. I'm telling you.
You are right.
I just have 5 rapid fire questions.
All right.
So, best vocal exercise.
I'm gonna say lip trill.
Hmm.
It's basic. I'm gonna say lip trills, but it's important.
I agree. And it's quick. You can just do it any place, anytime.
Yes.
Love it. Best breathing exercise.
Book breathing.
Ooh, what's book breathing? When you put it on your stomach, the book on your stomach?
Yep, laying on the ground, putting the book on your stomach. Make sure you're breathing at the right place, low breaths, and making sure you are supporting that breath. So keeping that book lifted as you're singing or using your air.
I love it. I love it. Dream artist to coach that you wish you could coach.
Wow. I've never thought about that, actually. I've thought about people I wanted to sing behind because, it has to be somebody that I feel like I could help.
Well, it is a dream, so
Yeah, okay, it's a dream. I would just like to dig into Erica Badu and just,
yes,
yeah.
like
Not
that.
to say anything's wrong with it, but like, it would be fun to work with her and just explore and then see
Yeah,
what else she got in her.
I like that. How do professionals protect their voice?
Rest and hydration, warm ups and cool downs.
Awesome. And a song you wish you have written.
My Way to Love, Shantae Cann and Jazz Specs.
All right, all right.
So look for it.
What advice would you give aspiring singers?
Keep working toward improvement,
Hmm.
even if you feel like you're in a good place. Keep working to improvement, and keep an open mind for that, so that you can continue to improve. Don't ever feel like you've arrived. Be proud of where you are. Sure, celebrate where you are, but keep working toward better.
Now, what are you currently dreaming up?
I am dreaming up expanding my vocal coaching business. So I stepped out on faith. I was teaching under someone, stepped out on faith and said, I want to. I've been wanting to do this on my own anyway. So
Yes.
I am doing this on my own now. So our vocal is in full effect, accepting new clients. Been getting new clients. It's been great. And so, yes, I'm dreaming up expanding and promoting more. So yes,
I love this. How can people book you?
ahvocal.com. That's AHVOCAL.com. And you can sign up for a free consultation and we'll get you plugged in.
Oh, I love it. Now tell our listeners how they can keep up with you.
Keep up with me on Instagram and TikTok at Hey Andriana Sing. That's HayAndrianaSing. And yep, TikTok and Instagram basically. Or you can find me on Facebook as well.
Oh, this has been great. Thank you for stopping by Faye's Place. You are welcome back anytime.
Thank you,
And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode and what we're doing here on Faye's Place, please be sure to give us a great rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Tune in next Monday with another episode with you in mind. I love you all for listening. Hi friends, it's Phaedra, and you are listening to Faye's Place. Join us each week as we talk to industry insiders about their journey and what it takes to turn dreams into a reality. Whether you aspire to be in the entertainment field or just inspired by the hustle, count this as your backstage pass. Join us every Monday for a brand new episode. And also follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Faye's Place.